Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to start my own series of casual farming, and it's called Alch GO, where you literally just alchemy your map and go. Okay, the purpose of this series is for casual players out there that do not want to spend lots of time choosing your maps, but instead you just want to keep it as simple as possible and actually spend time playing the game rather than wasting lots of time going hideouts to hideouts, finding the specific items to choose the map. Okay, I know this can be extremely taxing. Sometimes it can even take hours doing the preparations. So yeah, I'm a simple man. I just want to do my maps, out my maps and enjoy the game. And if you like me, here is the video for you. Okay, so today will be the first episode and there will be many more to come. And I will be talking about essences again. Okay, I know I'm doing this again because I think I didn't do a good job the previous time, and I felt that I should just elaborate it more in depth, making beginners easier to understand what we are actually doing. Okay, so here we go. So here are the requirements and setup. First of all, you'll need 4 chromium watchstones. With the following modifier: imprison monsters in areas have percentage chance to have an additional essence. So I highly recommend this to be at least a tier 2. Tier 2 is 7 to 10% and tier 1 is 11 to 15%. Now you can use the orb of alteration to roll until you get the modifier or buy them off from the market. But I think this is actually very expensive if you buy them off. So I highly recommend to use the orb of alteration. And I've also done a screenshot over here, you can have a look. And this is just my current watchstone modifier. You do not have to follow. If you can get a tier 1 mod, is even better. Okay, so for the prime sextants, this is the second thing you will need. You're gonna roll until you get the modifier. Monsters imprisoned by essence have a 50% chance to contain a remnant of corruption, and areas contain 2 additional essences, as you can see from my screenshot over here. So one more thing, please bear in mind that you only need one of these mods on any of your 4 watchstones, so you do not need to have 4 of these modifiers on all 4 of your watchstones. Okay, and the last thing you will need is the essence mod on your map device, and this costs 2 chaos. So with all of this, you have a total of at least 5 imprisoned monsters every map, or you can even have more of 6 or 7. Okay, on to the recommendations. This is for Haewark Hamlet passives. This is in according to order of importance, so if you cannot get all 5, it doesn't matter. The first 2 is the most important. So first of all, we will need controlled corruptions. What we're really looking for here is areas contain an additional essence. And then the second passive we'll need is amplified, where essence found in areas are a tier higher. This makes it easier to combine until the deafening type. And the third, 4th, 5th onwards is just additional bonus. So for the third one, I took the ritual, where area have 10% chance to contain ritual altars. For 4th, paid in blood, ritual altars in areas allow rerolling 2 additional times plus 100% increased chance of ritual altars with special rewards. Now the 5th one is really personal preference. You can get the harvest as well, but I took the focus investigation for June, where areas have 10% chance to grant additional mission on completion. Okay, and here are the recommendations for the Uncharted Realms. Same these in according to importance. The first 2 is the most important. First of all, you will need the enduring influence, where sextant modifiers have 1 additional use. Now this is very important because if you don't have this, you will only be using the modifiers every 3 times and you will need to reroll again. So with this, you'll run them on every 4 maps and before you need to use prime sextants again. Okay, the second one you will need is Secret of the Stones. 25% increased effect of watchstone modifiers. This is also very strong because let's just say if you have 10% on all of your watchstones, the 10% increased chance for imprisoned monsters to have an additional essence. So 4 watchstones will be 40%, and this 25% increase effect will mean an additional 10% chance extra. Okay, so the third one I took is the Adept Tracker, 25% chance on completing a map influenced by a conqueror of the Atlas to gain double progression towards their citadel. And the fourth one is +1 to awakening level. Awakening level will mean that the bosses are more difficult, but they drop more stuffs. Okay, the fifth one is Thaumaturgical Awakening, where Cyrus, Awakener of Worlds, has 50% chance to drop an additional Awaken support gem. Now the third, fourth, fifth onwards is a bonus, as I have mentioned, so you don't really need it if you have problem getting the passives. Okay, next will be my map recommendations. The best maps to run will be Atoll and Caldera. I think pretty much all of you know that Atoll is very famous for their linear maps. And you can also run different maps as well to fulfill the Maven invitation. Why is because if you ever get a chance to obtain the Platinum Haewark Hamlet Watchstone, it is very expensive. So I think it costs about 50 chaos or more. I can't remember, I did not really read up, but I know it is very expensive, that's all. And additionally, you can farm the Crescent Splinter and Orb of Making as well. And so yeah, I'm quite sure some of you do not want to keep buying the maps also, so you can just make do with any of the Haewark Hamlet maps. So some of you may not know the map guide for the two maps. For Atoll map, it's just very simple. Once you start, you turn right. You can just ignore the center mobs or whatsoever first, and then just head straight for the boss, kill it, and then come down, head to the left, and just go one round towards the center back again. And this is very easy to complete. For the Caldera map, it is very linear as well. There's only 3 ways. You start and then you go to the center. There's 2 portal where it leads to the first mini boss, and then complete it, and then you go to the second portal which leads to the second mini boss, and then the center, the final portal will appear, and just go in straight and kill the final boss. As simple as that. Okay, this is the money list for the essences. Please bear in mind that this list is taken at the point of me making this video. I just want to show you guys the estimate value of the essences and which one are the real money making ones, and some of them are not really very valuable. Okay, so do bear in mind that our remnant of corruption is actually the bread and butter of making money in this video. Okay, on to the tips for money making. First of all, I want to emphasize the tier 8 essences. As you can see here, I have screenshot again. The essence of hysteria, essence of horror, essence of delirium, and insanity. They are very high in value. So how do you actually get them? You use them. You use the remnant of corruption on the imprisoned monsters with screaming or striking essence of any one of the following, which is scorn, envy, misery, or dread. They are purple in color. So if you see any of them with the screaming or striking type, you can just use the remnant of corruption. Then just pray to RNG that it transform into those. Okay, so the tips, do not sell them one by one. Sell them in bulk at the end of the day when you rest or take a break. Now this is very important because it saves lots of time. And next, when you sell in bulk, you can actually put at a slightly higher price. The reason for this is people would actually rather buy them in bulk at a higher price than to click one by one and go hideouts to hideouts. So I give an example over here. If I will sell a bulk of 50 Definite Essence of Wrath, which is priced at 6 chaos each, so which means a total of 300 chaos, the market price is actually 5 chaos, so yeah, I will mark them up a little bit. Okay, I will also always sell the deafening type of essences because it saves lots of time and people usually just buy the deafening type, and you can always upgrade them from the essence tab. Okay, so here I have a sample of my essences I have farmed at the end of the day. As you can see, I have about 97 remnant of corruptions. So I think this is about 3 hours or so of farming the essences. I'm not really sure because I did not really time myself, but I estimate it to be roughly around there. So yeah, as you can see, if you imagine 4 chaos per remnant of corruption, this is actually a lot. It is about 400 chaos over here, and this is just the remnant of corruption. As I've mentioned previously, some of the essences have actually high in value, especially the essence of insanity, horror, delirium, and hysteria. These are the extra money ones that are very valuable. Okay, so some of you has actually asked me when do I actually use the remnant of corruption. So here I'm doing another slide to show you guys. So what actually happens when you use a remnant of corruption on the imprisoned monsters? There are 4 things that can happen. 1, the monsters might instantly break free, but because of the passive you took in Haewark Hamlet, it will not break free. So which means literally nothing happened. Okay, second, it may increase the essence by 1 tier. So if it's like the shrieking essence, it will instantly go to the deafening essence, which is the one that you're gonna sell. The third one, it may gain 1 additional essence. So from this picture over here, let's say if there's 4, there will be an additional 1 below. It may not be the same type, it might be a lower type or a higher type, it really differs. Okay, the fourth one, it will transform into the next type group. Now this is the more important one. As you can see over here, I have 1 of the shrieking essence of envy, and the moment I use the remnant of corruption, it becomes the essence of insanity. Okay, so when do you use the remnant of corruption? I highly recommend to use when you see at least 2 shrieking essence of any one of the following, which is contempt, scorn, wrath, spite, misery, greed, sorrow, or woe. Why this 8 is because the deafening essence gives the most value out of all the others. At least a minimum of 5 chaos on the deafening type for this. And at least you want to have at least 2 shrieking essence of them. Otherwise, your remnant of corruption will be wasted, because 1 remnant of corruption is about 4 chaos already. Okay, so the second thing to take note is if you see any screaming shrieking essence of scorn, envy, misery, or dread, I think I have mentioned previously just now, just straight away use the remnant of corruption. This is a no-brainer because there will be a chance for you to get the essence of insanity, horror, delirium, or hysteria, and these are the valuable ones that are priced at about 34 chaos each. So yeah, this is to try and make them into the tier 8 essences. Okay, that comes to the end of my first episode of Alch GO. I hope you guys enjoy it. I will try to make a second episode soon because I know I have actually covered this quite recently as well. And if there's anything that I have missed out or made an error, feel free to mention in the comments below or let me know on Discord. Okay, once again, thank you for watching. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you would like to see more content from me. Lastly, always remember, keep it simple, alchemy, and go.